Yes, I said it. I said what I said. That's how it really feels. Like the 1.5 year mark felt just like that. I definitely noticed three things right away from the 1.5 year mark up until like year 2.5. And when I see these transitions, this is what I want to share with y'all. I initially saw how solid all of a sudden my hair became. My hair became super solid. It literally went from like loose, limp, shaggy to full solid. I'm like, okay, this is different. That was definitely one green flag. Like it became really solid. Initially it was like really shabby, really frizzy, kind of like loose at the ends and the roots, kind of bendy, kind of soft, kind of squeezy, squishy. All of that changed. It initially changed to solid. When I say solid, like I could still bend it, but it had like a really strong presence. Kind of like, how this looks right here. That solid full look. I'm like, okay, I'm definitely here for that. So wasn't used to the solid, was definitely used to it looking flimsy, it looking like soft and able to be bended and twisted and loose and all disheveled. I was really used to that. So the solid look was like, as you said, patience and time things will manifest and do what it's supposed to do. Moving on from that, I noticed how stiff it got. It really became really stiff, stiff, stiff. Like stiff to the point where it looked it like that's not a word, looked it. It looked like, okay, on site, that's a dreadlock. On site, that's a lock. On site, that can't be mistaken. Like that was cool. That was exciting because again, I wasn't used to that. Definitely was not used to that. So with that stiff look, it's like, okay, that's when, I had the strong ones going left, right, side to side, whatever cases, but it was all good. Because it was progression, it was transformation, and it let me know I was on my way to doing the right thing. So stiff was good, solid was good. Those were moments where I felt like green flag, check, check, check. Was not complaining about that. Another thing I noticed too was the shape totally changed. When I first started my comb coat, it was very shiny, it was very squishy, it was very stretchy, it was very cute baby doll you'll see probably like in the store, online, like fake mannequin hair. It had that very shiny look. The shape changed immediately. It went from very shiny, very soft to very, different. Different. When I say different, the shape turned from small and shiny to bigger. It got bigger, it got fuller, it got juicy, it got really fat. It got to the point where it was like, okay, your hair is now thicker. Your locks are thicker. So I went through a moment where the locks got thicker, they got bigger, they looked at full, mid shaft, they were extra full and plump all the time. They always had a nice, full, plump look. That was different because before 1.5 years, it did not look like that. It was very damp, limp, no body, no volume, dead, shiny, looked like baby doll hair, synthetic hair. The shape didn't really give much body or volume, but the shape changed up real quick. It got really solid, like this, like them solid roots. It got really stiff, like I could bend it and twist it and do all that stuff with it. Um, Shout out to Brazil. Shout out to Brazil. Brazil up is in the building. Shout out to the end of my show. From the solidness to the stiffness, it's just be uncooperative. I mentioned that plenty of times in my older videos. And from there, how full it got, I was waiting for the mold's gonna become fuller, plumper, juicier, looking like a full dreadlock, looking like a full lock. And I didn't see that until after 1.5 years. After 1.5 years, I saw that. And after that 1.5 years, it's like, okay, you can at it. I love looking at how every lock or certain locks were extra strong and solid looking like this. Because they didn't all transform at the same time. They all transformed at different times. Sometimes it was the back one, sometimes it was the side one, sometimes it was the front ones. But the shape changed. The shape became so full, so plump, so juicy. It looked it very wild. I keep saying looked it, it's not a word. It looked very wild. It looked very healthy. It looked very heavy. And that's when I started to feel the shape had weight. But I'll talk about that in my next video. I'll talk about in the next video how the shape had weight and how that fullness, I felt it. I really felt that fullness. So those were three exciting things I saw. I saw it become solid from from loose and shiny and limpy to fully solid. I saw it become stiff, you know, not so soft and delicate, but really strong and wholesome and hardy and stiff. And I saw it become bigger. It went from shiny little coils to nice, plump, fat locks. That was dope because again, that was the part of the transition I was waiting for the entire time. I couldn't wait to get to that moment. And it happened. So yay. I love that moment, you know. And again, it changed again after that, you know. And I'll talk about that in another video. You know, after 2.5 years, you know, it continues to change. You know, the hair definitely had different transitions. It went from, you know, full and plump to elongated, you know, to extra solid to extra heavy to no frizz. There were so many different transitions it went through after that 1.5 to 2.5 years, and I'm gonna love to talk all about it. So if you're new here, welcome to the channel. Be sure to hit that subscribe button on your way in and out the door. Replay game, do your thing, and also be reminded to I wrote a full ebook about this entire journey from my perspective. It's called What Actually Mattered and What Didn't Matter in My Life Journey. You can find that ebook on Amazon, and if you don't have an Amazon account, you don't have a Kindle or ebook, Hey Cynical, you can also catch it on Gumroad. You can get a PDF download version of the book on Gumroad. So just to recap one more time, the three things I saw once my comb coils finally changed shape, once I was fully locked, they became solid. You know, they were really loose and shiny, then it became solid. Then they became stiff. You know, it became, you know, to the point where I couldn't control it, can't maintain it. And after it became stiff, they got bigger, they got fuller, they got plumper. Something I was waiting for to happen, but it took a really, really long time to happen. But it finally happened. I was like ecstatic when it really did happen. So those things definitely know I was on the way to the journey. Those let me know I was transforming, you know, and there was definitely more transformations after that. From that stage, there was another stage and another stage of more and more change and transformation. And I was so excited to be basked into all of it because, again, it doesn't all happen at once. When you're ready to give up, things start changing. And that's what it was for me. When I was ready to give up, all this changes happened. So that's my piece. That's my rant for today. Thank you guys for watching, following, jumping in my chat, subscribing, sharing my video, liking, you know, coming to visit, you know, for the short time, for a good time, for a long time. I appreciate all that. I'm signing out, your girl Lock Diaries. Again, check the bio on my check my bio. You can get the information on that PDF, that ebook, you know, on Amazon and Gumroad. It's all good in the hood. And one thing I want to end with is pretty much this right here. The 1.5 year stage can feel really dead, like nothing is happening. But you know, look at me now. Look at my locks now. Not that we gonna have the same exact experience, because we definitely don't. But trust your hair, you know, stay patient, stay committed, and you know, let me know in the comments, what is the month you are right in right now that you feel like just really difficult? You know, for me, it was definitely like the first 12 to 16 months, you know, but for you, maybe something different. It all matters about the hair and the texture. It all depends on, you know, what you're going to experience. And not for nothing, I'm going to see you in the next video with that one. Peace out to the cynical one. Peace out to everybody who's new here. Shout out to Playboy Housey, Joshua Evangelist, K2V, and everyone who's gonna catch us in the replay and in real time. It's your girl Like Diaries. I'm out of here. Want to show y'all some love with another short video, and I'll see you guys next Monday for another live video. Peace, y'all. Thank you for vibing out with me. Bye.